Yo, what's up guys? Yeah man, the weather is horrible outside today, man. I thought I'd do a quick video while I'm out on about. Yeah, so Bitcoin is like smashed. It's like, it's heading towards 1300. I mean, all-time highs, it's like doing all-time highs literally every minute of the day. Which way should I go? Should I go the motorway way or should I go the other way? I'm gonna go the motorway way. So I need to get to some petrol. So Ethereum. Ethereum set up its own little secret boy band alliance with Microsoft, UBS. I think Cisco's also involved. Cisco's like to do they create routers and all sorts like that for internet connection. A few others as well have shown interest in Ethereum, so they've set up their own little team, like the Avengers. So that could be quite interesting. That's probably what's pushing up Ethereum's price. Ethereum's like $20 now, so it's near its all-time high as well. I mean, who would have thought, eh? So, man, wish I didn't sell my Ethereum at $12, $13. I sold it when it was that was it DevCon or some Ethereum event. I sold it then. It was like peaking, but then it started to crash. But the links are below. So Dash has kind of like gone down as well a bit. It's kind of like people are taking the profit now, I think. And Bitcoin with its all-time high is doing really, really good. So I think it's all good, really. It's altcoins are doing quite well so far this year, I think. And I think it's going to be a good year. I think that's what I was going to talk about. Ripple did some more tests. And I know a lot of you guys don't like Ripple. I know a lot of you guys hate Ripple. But Ripple, I'm not really seeing Ripple in the news as much as the other coins. And to me, that's a sign. That's actually a sign. And look, Ripple isn't politically correct to some of us. You know, we don't like the banks, we don't like centralization. I get it. I'm the same. But in terms of profit, what's the worst that can happen if you buy like £10 worth of Ripple and you got like a couple thousand Ripple in your hand? Lend it on Poloniex and you'll be making some free Ripple. 42 banks in Japan have signed up with Ripple, signed up to use Ripple or work with Ripple in some sense. Just go on Ripple's Facebook page. It's all on there. Ripple's official Facebook page has it. And it's like, I'm hearing about Ethereum and their little team, the Ethereum Alliance Fund or whatever. I'm hearing about that. I'm hearing loads about Dash. I'm hearing about Bitcoin and the ETF, which is rightly so, but nothing about Ripple. And I think Ripple's probably got one of the most advanced blockchains on the planet. And it's centralized. We can't, you know, centralization isn't good. But in terms of profit, I think it could be in the long run. Look, Ripple could really switch stuff up. They're doing stuff on testing on a cloud-based system, and several banks are actually now implementing how they're going to use this commercially. You can read all this on their thing. I'm not promoting them or nothing. I'm just being honest with you guys. From a point of profit, I mean, it's peanuts. It doesn't cost anything, and it might just be a very good investment, or it might not be. Nothing may happen. I don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, this car's old school. I got to lock it myself. So yeah, look, anything can happen. But it's worth considering. If people aren't talking about it, that's the time to buy. I mean, look, Dash's biggest asset. I don't like the masternode thing too much because you basically got Dash whales being paid to be Dash whales. it kind of reminds me of like winning the lottery, and then you put that money into your current account and you just make into a savings account, you make interest. It's kind of like, you know, I don't like the masternode thing. Feel free to comment below about what you think of that. But what Dash has going for it is that its ability to market. That's what's going to happen. Whether or not it's superior technology or not, its marketing has enabled it to team up with so many different companies. And this is why, and I'm not like pumping it up. I'm not promoting them. I think Bitcoin is the ultimate one, but I mean, come on, man! Like, good marketing, it works. Where are Dash getting the marketing from? It's from I don't know. It's probably from they fund themselves through the masternodes, right? So I don't really like some of the masternode thing too much. I like the technology aspect of it, but I don't like how a bunch of Dash whales hold the majority of the coins, and the supply is low because of that. It makes it overpriced, like what we've just seen, and that's me being honest. That's not me being a hater. That's me being honest. But they have an impressive marketing strategy, and it is working. So Amanda's doing a great job with marketing for Dash, and she's very attractive. So yeah, like, it's worked. You know, Dash is working. Like with BlockPay, that's how, you know, with good marketing, you can use Dash in selected retailers that have BlockPay. And so I wrote an article about Dash, about the current bubble that Dash is in, the current surge, the Dash surge. So I talk about, if you want to know what I think of Dash and stuff, or what perhaps I think is causing this price surge, then read the article. It's a neutral, non-pumpy, non-negative. It's a more realistic take on what's going on. I mentioned Dash whales, I mentioned price manipulation, I mentioned Dash's innovative features, I mentioned Dash's what else did I mention? I mentioned that, you know, it's growing in popularity. Honest, you know, I'm not labeling anything negative or positive. But, and in terms of Ethereum, yeah, I mean, if they do go to proof of stake, that could cause a massive wave into Ethereum Classic. A lot of the other YouTubers have said this, and now I've had time to think about it and meditate on it. I think it's true. That could be what happens. The dedicated miners are gonna, the proof of work miners, they're gonna go to Ethereum Classic, and Ethereum Classic I think Ethereum Classic needs to cap the supply, yeah, to like, I think it's 200 million. That would be good for Ethereum Classic. Needs something to make it stand out from Ethereum. That's my take on it, and otherwise it won't really have anything to really. It needs a unique selling point, because it can be just as innovative as Ethereum. Ethereum is more than a currency, guys. I've said this before. That's why I've said, like, don't look at Ethereum as a currency. Look at it as much more. Because I was thinking of learning how to make some smart apps on the Ethereum chain. I was going to teach myself. That might be a good little idea. Make some little feature, make some little apps. You know, if anybody wants to learn as well, jump in with me, man. I'm here. Reach out to me. Yeah, so Bitcoin ETF, that's coming up, but I don't know. It could be very, very unlikely. But just ride this wave, see what happens. Just hold it. If you're holding for the long term, it won't really bother you too much. But back to Ripple. Yeah, I think they're gonna start commercializing, making it more commercial soon as well. So and remember, look, I think I read on cryptocompare.com in their forums. Sometimes I comment in their forums that for Ripple to be $1, the market cap needs to be like 30 billion or something. So it needs to be bigger than Bitcoin's market cap, which is like 20 billion. And I'm thinking, well, that's not actually going to be that hard, because Ripple has banks, the mainstream banks are behind it, and all they have to do is pump it up, as they do. I mean, banks will just pump things up, will just release more currency and just inject it, QE, QE4, QE5, quantitative easing, and then boom, it's like they could do it if they really wanted to, man, trust me. They got unlimited money. The banking sector is archaic, and it does need to kind of be reset, but it's not going to be like overnight, guys. It's not going to be. They're so ingrained in our society. We've had, the housing markets, the currency markets, gold and silver. It's going to take a little bit longer than we think, but the banks they do need to reset and just but that's their answer to blockchain tech and Bitcoin is probably Ripple, and now they're kind of putting their grubby little mitts on Ethereum. MAIDsafe, I don't know too much of MAIDsafe. I know that it can host websites on there and store data on there. Who was it that was telling me? Who gave a good invention? MGTOW gave me a good description of what MAIDsafe can do. Talk to him about it. He knows quite a bit, and I think he's got quite a few, so he knows about MAIDsafe more than I do. MAIDsafe, but I think MAIDsafe is really good. I think it could do quite well. I think you can basically create like a hub. You can store data on there, so you can create things like websites. You can store information on there. You can create things like Netflix or Amazon Prime on there. You can create sort of social media on there, or store information on there. So I think the MAIDsafe is going to be snapped up, I think, eventually. I don't know what, in terms of its currency, I don't know if it's got like a cap on it, on how many are in supply. I don't know nothing about that. Again, I don't even know where to store it. I think they've probably got their own little wallet. So yeah. So my last thing I'm going to talk about is XEM or NEM or NEM, whatever, the Japanese one. They also boast to have the most advanced blockchain out there. They built their blockchain from scratch, so good for them. They're gold medal for them. Give them a sticker for that. They're also Japanese. Look, guys, look, I'm telling you, Japan is going to be a blockchain hotspot. It's going to be a blockchain hotspot in the long run. It's worth considering. Don't just disregard what I'm saying. Go and look it up. NEM is in the top 10. It's not a small feat to get into the top 10 cryptocurrencies and maintain that. You got a lot of the banks that are blockchain friendly, that are working with Ripple. A lot of them are in Japan. Japan is going to start embracing Bitcoin as a payment option. Japan is very blockchain friendly, and I think we need to pay a look. What we don't see in the news, I'm giving you guys a heads up. This is from my research and from people I've been talking to and debating with. Japan seems like it's going to be a blockchain frontrunner to at least rival China in terms. China's regulating everything and kicking people in the nuts, and cock blocking all the Bitcoiners. Japan's doing the opposite. I don't know if there's any blockchain-based currencies from Britain. If there are, let me know, man. Shout out to me, and I'll talk about you guys. So that's today's video. That's what I want to talk about today. I've kind of just talked about. So to recap, Bitcoin all-time high again. Dash article I've made on Question Street. Check it out. It's honest and it's real and it's realistic and logical. Check it out. It's not a pumping thing. It's not a shilling thing. It's just realistic. Ethereum's got the new teams, the squad. Ripple's doing all sorts of tests and no one knows about it, and it's not even hitting the news, which means it could be very interesting. And NEM is Japanese and Japan is very, very, very blockchain friendly. That could work very, very well. Do your research, guys, and come back at me. Let me know. Help, tell me stuff as well, man. Tell me stuff as well. See you guys later.